pretty good. You're like, this isn't bad, this isn't bad. This is where it gets a little dicey. Okay, so it's very important you pay super close attention to the wording. It's not that hard if you pay attention to the wording. But if you're going to rush through this and not really read it carefully, you're going to be frustrated. So just fair warning. This is where the wheels fall off sometimes. All right, so we're going to use yellow for conditional relative frequency. So I'm going to read this to you guys. Use the two-way frequency table below. That'd be great. Thank you. Use the two-way frequency table below to find the conditional relative frequency that a student surveyed prefers baseball given, everybody put little squiggles under the word given that the student is female. Okay, so this is where it's not just like part of a row or a column, and you have to really think about what's being asked. Okay, Lux, do you have a question? Okay, all right, so if you look down here, I gave you the fraction we'll use, the ratio. So our numerator is going to be girls that prefer baseball, because we have female this part, baseball this part. So girls that prefer baseball is going to be 9. And then our denominator is going to be total female, because that was the given amount, given that the student is female. So we put the two parts together, baseball and female. Great. That's our numerator, which is 9. And then the denominator, this is where people get thrown, is the total girls, given that the student is female. So that's how we get the 18. So we have 0.5, which is 50%. So again, that given is super important because that becomes your denominator. The total of whatever the given category is becomes your denominator. I know what you guys are thinking right now. That's not so bad. We're going to start using this, and you're going to make mistakes. I know it. It's historically what's going to happen. So just remember, given. That's your denominator. You with me? Mm-hmm. All right, let's go on to the next example. We're still talking about the cookies. Use the two-way frequency table below to find the conditional relative frequency that a student surveyed is male given that the student prefers chocolate chip cookies. Okay, so what's my numerator? It's going to be 20 because it's boys that prefer chocolate chip. We put the two things together to get our numerator, narrow down that one. And then it's given that the student prefers chocolate chip cookies. So I'm going to take the chocolate chip cookie total. Yep. So I'm going to get 0.4, which is again 40%. Yes, sir.
How are these different from the other ones?
No, these ones seem pretty easy too.
Do they seem like
So the first one was you're given the exact location, boys and football out of the total, right? The second one, you're given total out of total, right? The third one is more difficult because it is the exact location out of one of two totals. And this is where it gets confusing for students. They don't know which total to pick.
What if you read it right? It's not that confusing.
What?
If you read it right.
Yeah. Landon, you're speaking my language, but there's about 20 of you in here that are not going to read it. And then you're going to be like, I don't know how I did it wrong. And I'll say, well, what is the given? And they'll be, oh, the given. That's a conversation I'm going to have in about 7 minutes. You think it's not you, it's going to be you, Alex. You already did it wrong, even though I said read it. Thank you for being honest and supporting my claim of evidence. Yes?
Are we gonna have to are we gonna have to count to are we gonna have to say if it's over?
I'm so glad you asked, Avery. Turn the page. What is this? We have frequency tables, and we have asking you to find different frequencies. So, like, for example, number 1 is joint relative frequency. Number
Is that orange? Red.
It's orange, guys.
That's brown.
Oh, you're red. Like dark.
Okay, I can't help what the Elmo does.
The color
It's
pencil
orange.
looks cool.
It's orange. And then we have marginal, which is blue. And then we have conditional. And notice that I even made the word given, like super dark. You're still going to make a mistake. I know it. It's going to happen. It's not your fault. It's just the nature of this information, and that's why we do this separately for a separate quiz. Okay, so I would suggest right now going through and color coding the rest of these. Joint. So you know which page to look back at for advice. But wait, there's more. This one's a little different because you have to fill in the table first, given the information, and then answer the questions. So these back two are a little more, a little higher level thinking. But I have faith that you guys will be able to do this, and you're going to be super successful. Except for conditional. I have no faith in that.
What?
What? Listen, I want to believe you're all going to be like, that was so easy, and prove me wrong.
Okay.
That's what I want to believe. Okay, so if you would like to collaborate.
Listen.
What?
Collaborate and listen.
I didn't say stop. I just said if you would like to collaborate, you can. But I highly suggest pencil. Pencil for this.
Not color.
I'm just suggesting that anything you write that's going to be on here is in pencil. If you want to color things in, you can.
Oh, darn it. It doesn't give us the fraction. Just go back and look at the paper.
You have to, like, turn pages, Addison. Oh, Mrs. Marsh, you're the worst. Okay, this is not homework. I just want you guys to work on it for the next 12 minutes. Go.